Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk About Sleep, the channel where we talk about sleep based on the book. The Amazon link to this is in the description, as always. As I always say, these videos are for education only. So if you do have a question, please, or a comment, please drop them in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please click like and please share it with your friends and family. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, a lucky viewer will get a signed copy of Let's Talk About Sleep at random, but you got to be in it to win it, okay? So last video we talked about gabapentin. This video we're going to talk about its cousin or its sibling, Lyrica. Okay, so what is Lyrica? Pregabalin is the other name for it. What it is essentially, it's gabapentin. It's what we call the prodrug. Okay, so you take gabapentin, it starts getting metabolized by the body. It basically turns into gabapentin, and then gabapentin does what it does in the brain. Okay, just like gabapentin, Lyrica, it has a half-life of about 6 hours. Okay, so this is a medicine that you can take 2 times a day or so. But we use it in the sleep world because it can have a couple of good effects. One of them is it's a sleep aid, right? So it does make people drowsy, which is quote unquote a side effect of this. But if we use it for sleep, it can be helpful. But number 2, it also can reduce movement. So restless leg syndrome, periodic leg movements of sleep, if there's any pain, right? These things can be helped by Lyrica just like they can with gabapentin. Because Lyrica is a newer medication, it's probably a little bit it may be a little bit more difficult to get approved, okay, by insurance companies, so it may not be as prescribed as gabapentin, and people are just more familiar and more comfortable with gabapentin, but they're somewhat similar. Just like gabapentin, it's released through the kidneys, through the renal system. So if you have through the urine, so if you have any trouble with kidneys, you got to be careful with this. Just like gabapentin, it can cause weight gain, it can cause sedation, right? It can cause dizziness, so you got to be careful with these. But it's a pretty safe medicine, right? Again, I'm sure that people are going to disagree with me who have tried it before and had bad reaction. But especially compared to some other things out there, like the benzodiazepines, like Xanax and Klonopin. Okay. So these are medicines, both gabapentin and Lyrica, that can help us to sleep better, sleep a little bit deeper. They may make sleep apnea a little bit worse, okay, and they can cause weight gain, which also can make sleep apnea worse. You got to be careful about that. But they are very, very common medicines for the fact that they're pretty safe, okay. Lyrica is also, just so if you ever see a commercial for it, it's used for a lot of times for like post-herpetic neuralgia, okay, or if somebody has shingles. Right, those 2 things, Lyrica is used for, which can be very painful. All right, but these are medications used for neuropathic pain. Okay, so pain coming from the nerves. Just like gabapentin, because it turns into gabapentin, it works on what's called the calcium channel in the neurons in the brain, or the central nervous system, which basically quiets everything down. Okay, and again, we don't consider these medications addictive the way some of the other ones are. So yeah, that's a story. I just want you to be aware of both of those. They're both used for similar situations, which in my world, in the sleep world, it's, if somebody has leg movements like restless legs or periodic leg movements of sleep or pain and insomnia, great options. Okay, I usually start with gabapentin. If somebody doesn't have a good experience with that, I may try Lyrica down the road. You would think that they're so similar that one would, that if you don't have a good experience with one, you're not going to have a good experience with the other. But somehow, some way, the body responds in some cases differently to them. So if somebody had a gabapentin trial and didn't do well with it, I may consider Lyrica down the road and vice versa. So please, I want a discussion. You can feel free to ask questions or comments in the comment section down below. Please be respectful, though. Okay, and we'll talk. If you have questions about this or anything else, please drop them down below. Once a month, I do a question and answer video where I kind of comment or question on everybody's questions and comments. And until next time, Happy New Year and sleep well.